Hello Hanjikidna, what's up people? Back with another video, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing a bit of a season preview / review from the fans in the stands. But before we get into anything, you know we got to do the shout outs. Massive shout outs to Angel Care Homes for all your care needs in the Black Country and Birmingham area. Massive shout outs to Mark Darcy for all your formal menswear needs. And of course the Desi Ballers highlight all South Asians at all levels in the beautiful game. I'll put their details in the description, so make sure you check them out. And of course, if you're brand new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash the like button. If you're already subscribed, tell your friends because we're well on the way to 1,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, and turn that notification bell on. But let's get to it then. So then in terms of how we've been playing over the last couple of games, so I've been at all the games this season and even the Cup one as well. And it's what I was expecting. I knew that McKenna can adapt. We saw it certainly after that Bristol Rovers kind of game and how we went on after that. So we know that there isn't just this one way of doing things. And as we saw in the Championship last season, we weren't going to dominate possession all the time, but we got the results. But we do play good football, and I'm really impressed with how, you know, the link up, the press, the new players that have come in have just kind of come in and fitted with what we do. So if we're going to be that team that are going to be pass, we've got players that can do that. But equally, if we're going to be that team that are going to press and maybe go long and get like second balls or whatever, the players that have come in again can do that as well. So, you know, really, really good transfer business. Good the way we've been on the pitch. Really encouraging. And yeah, man, like, we're here to compete. We're not here to make numbers up.
So what are the positives that I've seen from the first three games? Well, I think it's been largely on the whole very positive, to be honest. You know, Liverpool at home for 45 minutes, we were the better team. You know, we kind of battered and bruised them a little bit. And, you know, on another day, might have got a half chance and converted one of those mini chances we got and gone 1-0 up. Obviously, the second 45, they took over. So, yeah, I was really, really pleased with kind of how we conducted ourselves against Liverpool. Look, Manchester City is Manchester City. I was disappointed. Purely because we get the goal, we go 1-0 up. It's something we've worked on. McKenna says we get the goal, exactly the goal we wanted to score. We give away 3. You know, am I saying that if we hadn't have done that, Man City wouldn't have won? They're a magnificent side and they dominated for the large amounts they probably would have. But just to give away those 3 goals, and it was disappointed. So it's slightly disappointed with that one, to be honest. But we will learn, and teams will go to Man City and lose more than 4 this season, that's for sure. Fulham, for me, was arguably one of the best games I've seen under the Kieran McKenna reign. I know we didn't win it, but I thought it was a brilliant game. I thought it was end-to-end. I thought we were fantastic. Fulham are good. I fully expect Fulham to be top half this season. I fully expect Fulham to be going for Conference League, if I'm being honest. I think they'll test a lot of teams this year. So to go up against them, and look, I'm not going to sit on the fence. I think we deserve to win the game. Came away from Portman Road thinking, maybe we could have won that. Says a lot about where we are. We'll certainly face, I don't want to use the word easier, but we'll certainly face more favourable tasks than I think we will Fulham. So, look, on the whole, it's been a good start. We're without the win, but we have got a point on the board. So, yeah, positive start. I'm certainly feeling upbeat, as I think all Ipswich Town fans are.
We love to play around the back system, which shows that we're not afraid to play against more established Premier League teams, and our signings are starting to gel very quickly, starting to make more and more improvements as we go on.
We can hold our own, and we have got the ability to play at this level, or we've got the players to play at this level. Against Man City, there were pockets of play that looked really good. I mean, from where I was sitting on the roof, we at times we looked like we were bossing things. I haven't actually seen the game back, but I obviously watched the highlights and bits and pieces. But yeah, there were times where it looked like we were really controlling the midfield, controlling the ball, looked assured. Obviously, there were other times where Man City were all over us and we were getting schooled by them. But yeah, I think we've shown that we can step up, that we've got the players to play at this level. and we haven't really lost our identity in the way we sort of build up from the back and want to sort of start attacks from the goalkeeper. Obviously, there's improvements to make. Against Liverpool, we obviously did really well in the first half. There's things to obviously take from that, and we really stepped up against Fulham. And the other thing to mention is that we've made little sort of tactical tweaks, and we've shown that we want to play our style, and we're not going to be intimidated by our opponents. So there were some changes that were made in the Fulham game where Liam Delap came a bit deeper, and our two number 10s were actually pressing their defenders, and Liam Delap was actually sitting back and blocking their centre back or their central midfielder. I can't remember exactly who that was, but that was some analysis from Match of the Day. So that was really interesting to see that we've sort of made those tactical tweaks and those tactical changes, and McKenna's shown his knowledge and his ability to be able to bring that forward and do it at the Premier League as well.
So then, in terms of league position, where we will finish, all the rest of it, I said it before a ball was kicked. I said it before all the transfers were done, and I'm saying it still. Town will finish top 14. If we look at 14 last season, I think that's about 45, 46 points. I think we're more than capable of doing that. I think 30 points gets you safety, and I think we'll be well safe. I said it before and I'll say it again. I think come February we won't even be thinking about relegation. Now, that hopefully doesn't come back to bite me, but I just genuinely feel that the team we've got, the transfers we've made, they're signings of intent. They're here to say, look, we're here to compete. We're not here to do yo-yos. We're not here to take the parachute payments and all the rest of it. We're here to build a team and have a bloody good go at it. And we've got the right kind of players and right attitudes in the door as well, with a mixture of your kind of Premier League pedigree and experience. So, you combine that with Kieran McKenna, arguably one of the best young managers in world football. You combine that with him, with the support that he's got of Ashton and Wearing and Game Changer and all the rest of it as well. There's no reason Ipswich Town can't finish in the top 14 and be a really competitive Premier League team for years to come.
Well, Town finished this season. Well, look, game 3. I do think there's 3 worse teams than Ipswich Town. Look, I think anybody that comes to Portman Road, we will give them a right game. You look at Liverpool, and I think Liverpool now, as I speak to you today, haven't conceded a goal of 1-3. Look electric. We did quite well for 45 minutes to kind of get them under the cosh, really. Appreciate that was their first 45 minutes. But look, we've given Fulham and Liverpool, 2 good teams, one excellent team, a very, very good go. We haven't won, but we've given them a good go. So I think when you're looking at your Everton's, Forest's, Brentford's, Leicester, Southampton's coming to Portman Road, I think we could get the better of them. So with that, I think we might just stay up. 16th, I'm going to go for. And that's fingers crossed, that'd be great.
I reckon we'll finish 16th at a push, but I don't think we're going to get relegated this season. And I reckon we'll do well out of it.
I think we're going to finish 14th. I think we can stay up this season, and we've shown in the games that we've played that we do have the ability, and we can perform at this level.
So for me, player this season, I think it's gonna be Sammy. Like, when we don't have Sam Morsey on the pitch, we're a different team. When he's on the pitch, we look unstoppable. He really goes toe to toe with the opposition. If you haven't seen it, I did a little highlight reel on his first couple of games in the Prem. It's on my Twitter, so have a look at that. It's on the TikTok thing as well. I don't know. It's on one of them anyway. Or maybe both. Anyway, yeah, really, really encouraged by what he's done. He's just stepped up and taken to the Prem like it's normal, like he belongs here, which he does. And to be fair, most of our team have as well. So I think that your likes of Amari Hutchinson and Jacob Greaves are going to be in the conversation for player of the season. I think, like I said just earlier, these guys are really going to go to the very, very top as well.
For Ipswich Town, I think it will be Jacob Greaves. I do. I think he's the best defender that we have. I think he's one of the best defenders, young defenders in the country. This will be his breakout season, and I think he will get us over the line in those games with his last-ditch tackles, blocks, etc., etc.
For us, I can see that man being Liam Delap. He's shown, glimpses of his ability and what he can achieve. I think he's going to really get into a stride, and over the next few games, hopefully start scoring more goals, showing the Premier League what he's about, showing everyone what he's about, and just going from strength to strength. So, for us, I can see Delap doing a similar thing. Maybe not as much as Haaland, but who knows?
I reckon Liam Delap will be team player of the season for this season because he is a very good player. He's got a very good touch on him. He's got a good shot. He's got good stamina, and that's all you need from a striker, really. So I reckon he'll be my player of the season.
In terms of unsung hero or someone that maybe goes a bit unnoticed, I guess you could say Sammy there as well, but obviously we're going to put him as the player of the season. So for me, I'm going to go, and this is just more based on what we've seen these first 3 games. I think it's going to be Axel Tuanzebe. I think he's been really, really good at the back on the right back situation. He got forward quite well. He's defensively solid, held his own against City and against Liverpool, and it don't get much harder than that for you. I think he'll just get better and better. The fact we got him on a free is even more crazier. But really, really, probably unsung hero there. And maybe the other one I'd probably say is Sammy Schmodics as well. And I think he's going to have some really important moments this season as well.
Underrated player, I'm going to go for Ben Johnson. I think he'll come good and he'll nail down that right back spot and he'll become a fan favourite. That's my prediction.
I reckon Sammy Schmodics will be our underrated player because I reckon he'll surprise a lot of Premier League teams this season with his passing, he's sometimes shooting, his pace as well, and his communication is good as well. And I reckon he'll be our underrated player of the season.
Sam Morsey, obviously not underrated for us, but in terms of the rest of the Premier League, I don't think he gets the plaudits that he deserves. For someone who was in the Championship when we picked him up, dropped down to League One, obviously got us promoted. And then obviously, the double promotion back to back, he doesn't get the attention and the kind of kudos that he deserves, really. So, definitely one that doesn't get mentioned by external people, but obviously for us, we know what kind of player he is and the ability he's got.
So this summer it's been another busy transfer window. Mark Ashton and Luke Wearing have delivered again. Brilliant signings, some real signings that show some intent that we really want to do business here in the league. We're not just here to make numbers up. We do want to compete, and that's been backed up by these transfers. But I thought, you know what? Let's go rank them 1 to 12. So I've asked the guys, everyone's given their own ratings 1 to 12, and we've come up with a collective score. So at number 12, we've got a good bit of business, good age. He's a ball-playing defender. He seems to be quite aggressive on the ball as well. From what I understand from Burnley fans, he got better as the season went on, so he kind of hit a bit of form or found himself a bit better.
I didn't think we needed another centre-half. I'm more than happy with Wolfie there. His performance against Fulham showed that. So I was surprised that we've spent £12 million on Dara O'Shea, a player who, did he do okay in the Premier League? I don't know.
He played very well. We beat Wimbledon as well. At the back, solid.
not seen a great deal of. Obviously played in the cup game. His attributes are that he's really fast, he's really strong, and hopefully a good option to have.
At number 11, we've got
Connor Townsend. Watching him in the AFC Wimbledon game, I actually thought he did all right. You know, I thought he looked good. He looks more than adequate cover for Leaf. He looks a similar style of player in terms of his build and the way he kind of gets forward as Leaf is and does.
He played very well at Wimbledon. He's very fast. He gets back well. He does look good. He does lots of tackles, and he's not scared to go for the ball.
Someone who's probably not going to get loads of time playing minutes, will probably come off the bench most of the time, and is obviously cover there for Leif Davis. Another good signing. There were times last season where we didn't really have someone to cover Leif's role, and he probably played more minutes than we wanted him to.
So I caught his game against Wimbledon, and to be honest, yes, okay, the result didn't go for us, but I thought he actually performed quite well. Gets forward well, similar to Leaf, kind of a good cover for Leaf, which is, I guess, to be expected. He has got some Premier League experience. So at number 10, we've got
Johnson.
So he's had a bit of a funny start to his town career at the moment. I think, look, he's a player that clearly is more on the defensive side than going forward. But let's not forget, he does get the assist for Sammy Schmodics at the Etihad to score at Man City when we were 1-0 up at the home of the champions.
He's getting some stick at the early stages of his Ipswich Town career, unwarranted in my opinion. He brings a wealth of Premier League experience and knowledge and know-how. He's only 24. He's a good profile. Watch this space.
He also played very well at Man City as well, so I quite like him.
There's loads more to come from Ben. He's come in. He's played in a few different sort of positions. Speaking to a friend of mine who's a West Ham fan, he told me that Ben Johnson played really well. His best position that he saw him in was actually in centre midfield or defensive midfield.
He's done pretty well. I think he got an assist or played the ball through that led to our goal at Man City, if I remember correctly. He's been steady without being spectacular, but again, I'm sure he will improve as the season goes on.
But number 9, we've got
Muric.
We know he can play with his feet. He's shown it really well in pre-season. Yes, it was a bit of a nightmare debut, but you're playing against Man City. Let's not forget, during that game, he pulls off one of the saves of the month now. Actually, I think it's been put up for a vote there. So, where he tips it over from Haaland's header, and he made a few good smart saves there. At Fulham, he made some smart saves as well. I thought, certainly against, I think, Jimenez, and also the header in the first half. He gets down for a guy with a big frame. He gets down really quick, which is good and encouraging to see. So, look, he's a young lad, and I think he'll just get better and better.
I don't know who Ipswich Town could have signed in that position. People thinking about Aaron Ramsdale or whatever. The way we play, we need a ball-playing goalkeeper. Oro's come in. He's had the debut from hell at Man City, albeit it was Man City, and he was a little shaky against Fulham too. So he needs some work. Again, he's a good age, he's a good profile. I don't think this is the worst signing Ipswich Town have made. I'm not going to write him off just yet. We needed a goalkeeper, so it was a signing that had to be made.
Has the capacity to make some fantastic saves, but he also has the ability to create one or two mistakes. He's done that a couple of times this season already, but I'm sure, give him time, he will come good. As his header, the save from Haaland's header showed, he has the capacity to pull off some unbelievable saves, and that really was one of them. That was a superb save. My goodness me.
I think Muric is someone who's sort of fits our style of play. He's obviously someone that can, is comfortable on the ball and can play out from the back, and wants to be that sort of goalkeeper that builds and starts attacks. So yeah, hopefully we see more good things from him in the future.
So at number 8, we've got He looks as everything that we saw in the highlight reels. He covers ground really quick. He likes to get a good tackle in. Very strong player as well, and also kind of likes to get forward as well. So someone that I think is definitely going to suit our style of play. looks like a really, really good signing. Obviously, he's got a pedigree of experience, or a wealth of experience even. Playing national football for Sweden, and obviously coming over from Serie A.
Did we need 4 of them? Then could you stay added? Potentially, we did. Jens came on at the weekend against Fulham, the Fulham game. Jack Taylor and Mass didn't, so maybe he's the man to kind of play that role. I know we're in a bigger league now. We're boosting out the squad, but I wasn't necessarily sure we needed it. But that's why I'm not a football manager, and Kieran McKenna is.
He's also with Ogbene. I only saw him for like 15 minutes because he came on late, and he did quite a lot in that 15 minutes, and I like him.
I'd like to see more of him. I think it's a really good signing. Has got bags and bags of potential. He's obviously a Swedish international, and has come from a really high-profile club as well. So yeah, can see him doing really well for us and forming really good partnerships with the players in the middle.
He has come on in 1 or 2 games, and I've really enjoyed. I really liked what I've seen of him. You can see he reads the game quite well, and he's got a decent range of passing, and he doesn't mind a tackle. Nice, really, really nice. I think we've done very well to get him here.
At number 7, we've got
Ogbene.
Ogbene got thrown straight in. I think he probably had half a training session or 1 training session max, and he got thrown straight in against AFC Wimbledon. Has a really good 45 minutes against them. Looked exciting. Against Fulham, I thought he was phenomenal. He's unlucky with the header in the first half. Second half, he's played through. And, I didn't pay attention to too much Premier League football last season, but from what I understand, I think he was the quickest or the second quickest player in the league. And you can see that. But he's got the control as well. And he can find a cross, so exciting to see how he plays.
I think Wes Burns' injury might be worse than we initially feared. If we've looked to get Che in there, I was very much of the opinion that Hutchinson could maybe play out there. We could mix and switch up the front 3. McKenna's gone and got Ogbene in. Now, what I will say about Ogbene is he's a carbon copy of Burns, and I really liked his performance against Fulham.
Ogbene is very good also because when I saw him live beat Fulham, I only saw him for 1 match, and I already like him a lot.
I think, again, we needed to strengthen in that position, especially with the injury to Wes. Gives us a different sort of outball, I think, with his pace, with his ability to beat players and be really direct. He will do really well for us, and I can see him sort of building on what he did in the Fulham game as well. So yeah, really good signing, really good to see him. Obviously has that Premier League experience as well.
No, I thought he had a very good game against Fulham last week. Lots and lots of pace, very strong, quite direct. I liked him. I liked a lot what I saw. I really enjoyed watching him, and again, I'm looking to see how he grows after a few weeks working under Kieran. It's going to be very interesting.
So at number 6, we've got
Calvin Phillips.
What a signing he's been. You think about the profile of the player. This man was the tournament's best player in Euro 2021. It's only 3 years ago. The move to Man City didn't really work out for him. And I thought he was kind of thrown in the deep end at West Ham as well. And obviously that knocks the confidence. But if anyone's going to get Calvin Phillips back to the heights that he's shown, it's going to be Kieran McKenna.
Ipswich Town have got Calvin Phillips, which is crazy. Look, I saw flashes against Fulham. I think McKenna can get him where he needs to be. And just the profile, I think we've attracted and been out there a lot more to attract these players. And we will be, because you've got people like Calvin Phillips playing for the club. So from that point of view, both kind of business and commercial wise, I think it's a great sign.
Ex-Manchester City and West Ham. And I reckon Kieran McKenna has done very well to get this deal done. And he will fit perfectly next to Sam.
I still can't believe that we've got Phillips on board. Obviously, so much class, so much ability, and someone that needs to reinvigorate, reignite his career. And I think McKenna and the rest of the team can really help him and get him back to the levels that he's been at before. Can see him really building a strong partnership with Sam Morsey. and everyone else that he plays with. So yeah, it gives us something else in the middle. Gives us that Premier League pedigree, that that experience as well in the middle. So yeah, really good signing.
He's done quite well so far. I think he's done quite well indeed. Looking forward to seeing how he develops as well. You can see there's glimpses. There's almost green shoots of recovery for his best form. Give him a few weeks, and I'm telling you, this guy is going to really hit the heights. He has the potential to be a little bit like how Ross Barkley was for Luton, except we won't go down.
At number 5, we've got
Jack Clarke.
What a player he is. You know, we've seen Sunderland over the years. We've seen him develop and really become a good attacking player. You know, arguably one of the best players in the league last season in that position. Really, you know, you talk about players that are going to run at defenders and have defenders backpedaling, or, you know, kind of the ball carriers or whatever. And that's what Jack Clarke is. Someone who could go really to play at the real highest level, to be honest. And a really good bit of business. You know, the transfer fee around 15 million quid or whatever it is. He has a good season. It's at least double that by the end of the season.
I think Jack Clarke's a Premier League player. He's ripping it up at Sunderland. He needed that Premier League move. How Ipswich Town have got him for 15 million, I don't know. I think Jack's going to be a big player for us. 15 million pounds. Not to be negative, but if something happens or if he gets linked elsewhere, that 15 million for me turns into 50 million the way that the current market is. So, look, it's a signing I think that will make Ipswich Town money. And hopefully it does, because that means Jack would have played well to do so. So I think it's a top sign at that price.
Very, very good winger. He got lots of ball control. He can put the ball in the net, and he's got a very good first touch also.
He's one that's obviously young, fits that McKenna mould, that McKenna profile, and I can see him doing really well for us. And really stepping up in the Premier League, whether he starts or whether he's that sort of high impact substitute off the bench, we'll obviously see as the season progresses. But yeah, really good to have him on board, and I think it's a really good signing, and another one who's got loads of potential and can do really well in the future.
Wow. I mean, I talked about ball control with Amari. Jack Clarke, it comes from cut from a very similar cloth. He can assist, he can score, he's got fantastic dribbling ability, just amazing to watch. I'm so glad he plays in our shirt now. It's going to be wonderful watching him and how he improves and grows within our system.
Number 4, we've got
Sammy Smodic.
I was one of those that was quite not really against the transfer, but I just didn't think 8 to 10 million pound was value for money on someone that I thought, you know, I'd had one good season in the Champ and wasn't really at an age where you can really kind of resell in terms of the business side. But I was wrong, man. Man City, he's given, whatever happens, he's given me one of the best moments I've ever had in my life following Ipswich.
Signing that dragged on for years, it felt. This summer, we finally got it done. Look, I think £10 million you're getting a championship's top goal scorer. I think he's come in and played Manchester City, you know, and maybe briefly featured against Liverpool. He's played Man City and Fulham, 2 good sides, one incredible side, best side of the world. He's not looked out of place at all. That's Sammy. So, look, I think he's ready to make the step up. And look, if Ipswich Town don't get it right and do fall short this season, then Sammy's going to come down with us. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I wouldn't imagine he does. And then you've got one of the Championship's best player to rebuild.
He's very underrated in my opinion, and he's got very good first touch as well. He's very good centre mid.
A real tenacious goal scorer, someone who can do really well for us. Golden Boot winner for the Championship last season. Obviously the transfer dragged on a little bit, but it was really good to eventually get that one over the line, and I think he'll be a really good option for us. And someone that can really do well, I think, in the Premier League.
He runs and runs and runs, and my goodness me, the press can start with him. He knows where the goal is. Scored a nice goal against Manchester City. We were ahead at the Etihad for 5 minutes, and 5 glorious minutes they were. But I'm looking forward again to seeing how well he can do as the season progresses. You just know he's going to cause team problems. He just doesn't stop. He keeps on and on and on. He's perfect for us. Absolutely brilliant signing. Really love this one.
At number 3, we've got
Liam Delap.
What a signing he is. He's been brilliant. He's been one of the best players on the pitch every time he stepped on that pitch. The Liverpool game, I thought he's phenomenal. Really gets involved, really aggressive player, quick as well, skillful, beautiful touch. I think when the ball comes out to him and I can't remember that one of the defenders or whatever, he just takes a touch and spins him in front of the cobbold as he's heading down in the first half. Yeah, Liam Delap, brilliant. And his goal, what a goal. Just, glides across the pitch and just smashes it. Really, really good player. Really excited to see how he plays.
Done absolute wonders against Fulham on Saturday, and look, I even tweeted about him. I thought he was superb, and Ipswich Town had a magnificent player in their hands. If he does come in here and set the world alight, which I think he will, by the way, Manchester City have got a buyback clause as well. What that is, I don't know. If that's 40, 50 million, then great. But look, I'm very, very excited about Liam Delap.
He's a very good attacker because he's got a very good first touch, he's got good stamina, he's pacey, and he's got a good shot, and that's all you really need from an attacker.
Liam's another phenomenal signing. He's got strength, he's got ability, he's got pace, he's got everything, and someone that really fits our profile for that number 9 that we need, and prove that he can finish really well. And what a great finish that was against Fulham, and that's actually been nominated for goal of the month now. So hopefully he can win that. So let's all get voting.
Really, really pleased with this signing. And you can see game on game, he's just getting better and better and better. Really looking forward to seeing how high Liam's ceiling can be. Great goal against Fulham. Absolutely superb goal. Really enjoyed that. Looking forward to seeing many, many more. Runs all day, puts himself about. Really, really good player, and as he grows into the system, he's going to become even better. Really dangerous player.
Number 2, we've got
Jacob Greaves.
I said a while ago on my Twitter, I think after seeing him for just 1 or 2 games in the friendlies, I said this boy's going to play for England. This boy has gone to the very top. He's a left-sided defender, ball-playing defender, but he's solid, man. The blocks, the tackles, the headers. And his passing ability, like I said, he's good on the ball as well. He looks really, really good. And him and Wolfie have formed a really, really good partnership at the back at the moment. But yeah, Jacob Greaves, what a player. Rolls Royce of the player. I said before, Leif Davis will probably be going to the World Cup in 2026. I think he may have Jacob Greaves on there with him as well.
Just looks class. Just look everything about him. He was being, looked at by other Premier League clubs in the summer. We managed to get him. So happy we have. Again, what was it, 15 million apparently, that deal as well. Just a sniff. And I think when you look at left-footed English centre-backs, they tend to go for a lot of money. And look, I'm not trying to sell all of our players before we've used them, by the way. I think we could be looking at a defender that could go into play for England. It's a top signing. He's going to be brilliant for us, and I do think he's going to make us a few quid in the future.
He's a very, very good defender. He played very well with Liverpool, and in the first 5 minutes he clattered Szoboszlai. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but yeah, it was a very good tackle.
I think he's someone that's come in, has been really strong, has almost sort of been a seamless transition to our style of play. Has shown his class and his ability, and I think he's a real Rolls Royce defender. Someone who we needed to get in, especially with our style of play and the way Leaf bombs on forward, and we needed that sort of solidity at the back. So, yeah. I think the sky's the limit really for Jacob Greaves, and he will do really well. And I can see him playing for the national side at some point.
What a great start he's had to his Ipswich career. Really superb defender. And I love the link up he has with Wolfie. And you can see them forming a formidable partnership. That's going to stop a lot of goals coming through the centre. Really, really pleased with that signing.
So that means at number 1, we've got
Amari Hutchinson.
Amari Hutchinson is going to the very top. Like, his last season was his first season at men's football. He does that. He's come to the Premier League, and yeah, he put in a good display against Man City and Liverpool. And, you know, they're 2 tough games, and you think, okay, how's he going to do against Fulham? Fulham, who are arguably a good team. You know, we know about Fulham anyway. And I think, you know, they'll do well this season, certainly. You know, they'll want to kick on to maybe get that final Europa League spot or Conference League or whatever it is. But yeah, we saw Amari against Fulham, an established Premier League team, a mid-table Premier League team, and he did not look out of his depth. He looked like he belonged here. And that's it, man. Starboy's arrived. He belongs here. By the end of this season, everyone's going to be talking about Amari Hutchinson. The 18 million or 22 with the add-ons or whatever it's going to be is an absolute steal, because, you know, when he does eventually leave Ipswich Town and go to your cities or whoever, right, or your Real Madrids, yo, don't fight me on it at the moment. But when he goes there for your 60s, 70s, 80s millions, we'll remember Amari Hutchinson, man. Callie told you. I told you a year ago. Told you before I even started the vlogging. This boy's gone to the very top. And Starboy is home.
I love the signing. You know, I'm watching him in the Premier League, and I actually had to sit there against Fulham when he's spinning defenders and doing what he's doing, getting full 90s. Just thinking, this is a kid that last year had only just come into professional football, was playing in like the academy leagues before that. This is a kid who this time last year hadn't really set the world alight his first few weeks at Ipswich Town. Really, he just had a good back end of the season, and he's carried it on, and he's just fearless, he's got quality, he's brave, he's brilliant. And again, from a business point of view, he's coming in for £18 million, just a sniff at his age. At his age, that's a sniff, and he's another player in the market that we live in. He could go for 50, 60 million easily if he keeps playing the way that we know he can.
He's a very good winger, and yeah, if you watched him last season, he was very, very good last season and scored lots of goals.
He was someone that we were all crying out for. We really wanted to get him on board as an actual Ipswich Town player. Was phenomenal for us in the Championship, and I think he can step up and do really well for us. And, you know, hats off to Mark Ashton and the team for getting that one over the line. Future's really bright for Amari, and yeah, really, really good signing. And I can see him doing really well in the Premier League.
Unreal ball control, causing a lot of teams problems with his pace and at times direct running. He's going to be a revelation in the Premier League, I'm telling you.
So there you have it. Some really good opinions, some good ratings as well. And, you know, massive shout outs to Joey, to Saj, and to Mark and Isaac. I think Isaac's football knowledge is probably the best out of everyone's, mine included. So yeah, man, really, really good video. And again, if you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button and hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers, man. Tell your friends, tell their friends. I see people making Instagram accounts for their dogs. Make a YouTube account for them and get them to sign up as well. Let me know your thoughts, man. The 1 to 12. How do you rate the transfer windows? Where do you think we'll finish? Who's going to be the unsung hero? But yeah, man, it'll be really good to see. And yeah, man, I'll catch you all at the next one.